I get asked all the time, how do I close prospects for high ticket deals? And the truth is, there's not some magic script or word track that's going to save you. It's about knowing how to get the prospect into an emotional buying state. And if you're wondering what I know about this, my name's Jonathan. I'm 20 years old. I've closed over 7 figures in online sales. And in this process, I've been able to travel the world and have financial freedom. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down one of my sales calls and showing you guys exactly how I got this person into an emotional buying state. And trust me, you guys are going to see in this call, this guy gets very emotional.
Yeah, I like New York. It's definitely very fast paced. There's always stuff going on. So I'd imagine if you were born and raised there, that you're probably used to that and you just like that lifestyle.
Yeah. Growing up, we used to always travel back and forth with my family in the Bronx and in Brooklyn. And then, for like summertime school shopping and everything. So,
yeah. What do you do for work?
Normally in sales calls, you are supposed to frame the call. But in this one, I went straight into discovery, figuring out a little bit about him. And just general premise of sales is you want to figure out more about someone's situation so that you can use that to your advantage on how to actually sell them in the most optimal way.
Right now I do Instacart full time.
Okay.
Yeah, so delivery work.
Okay. And what's your experience with real estate?
Let's see. I've been like into it on and off, but I just really need to get into it, stick with it. So I'll say like since I don't remember what year, but I know like before 2020, I was like watching videos on YouTube, like watching guys like what was his name, Max Maxwell, like Grant Cardone, who else? There's a bunch of people I was just capturing on YouTube and listening to them, and I'll pay for like a course or two here and there. I purchased the Deal Machine app, and then I was driving for dollars and sending out postcards, calling people, texting people, emailing. I did get a few calls back from like reaching out to homeowners. I did get a few calls back. I did a few property walkthroughs.
Okay.
And then I knew a few cash buyers, but I guess self doubt will kick in, and then you just instead of stopping.
Yeah.
And so
definitely, man. That's what I was going to ask. What do you feel like really stopped you there from getting to that breakthrough? Because obviously real estate is lucrative. 90% of millionaires are created through there, so there's no doubt about that. What do you feel like it was for you that kind of stopped you? I know you said self-doubt. Do you feel like that was just the main thing, and you, I guess, started worrying because you're making phone calls, you're trying things, and you never really got that breakthrough, so you just kind of dwindled out of it?
So here is a huge common theme of this call is basically just holding up a mirror to what he's told me so that he can actually see it for himself. So in this one specifically, he had already tried this stuff in the past, but he didn't succeed with it. So I'm trying to figure out exactly why. That way I can structure the call in a way where I can make him feel like next time it's going to be different. And you guys are going to see in this call how I actually do that to make him feel like this next time it is going to be different and the same thing isn't going to happen. And this is a huge thing is if someone has failed in the past, they're going to have fear of maybe trying it again. So you need to be able to make them acknowledge why they failed and then why next time is going to be different.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I seem to do that often, pretty much my whole life, pretty much, yeah. Then on and off like that with certain things. So it just be me stopping myself.
Why do you think that is?
Probably lack of either like belief or discipline or focus. It's a combination of things. Discipline, focus, belief, distractions. Let's see. Just not like having a routine and just sticking to it.
Okay. So it sounds like you know what the problem is. Why haven't you fixed it?
Again, holding up the mirror to him so that he can face that reality and have that conversation that he probably hasn't had with himself. But also what I'm doing here is I'm basically telling him that you know what the problem is, because this way he can't give me an objection once I drop the price. Like, oh, I already know how to fix it. I just haven't been disciplined. I haven't done this. I don't need to buy a program, right? I'm basically killing this objection early on, addressing it, and trying to be able to figure out the best way to sell him.
Yeah, I ask myself that every time. Why haven't I fixed it? Man, that's a good question. I guess I go for the easier route and just like revert back to the easier route, like doing like the delivery work. I've been doing the delivery work since 2020. So when I left like the traditional W-2 work, I went like the 1099 with Instacart work, and then it was very lucrative back then, but it definitely slowed down lately. But I was just so easy with just going to the store, shopping for groceries, and dropping them off. I was so used to that, just focused on that. and I was traveling around doing it in other cities and stuff.
Yeah.
And
So you got comfortable with doing what you're doing, so you reverted back to it. You want me to give my opinion on why I think that is?
Yeah.
What I think is, and this is just what I've seen, and I think it's true. If someone wants to pursue something, but they keep getting in the way of themselves and they keep reverting back to their old habits and staying where they're at in life, it means that the goal that they're reaching for isn't strong enough. They don't have a strong enough reason as to why they want to accomplish that goal. Because if it was important, if it was life or death, if your kids were on the line and you had to make it happen within a year, I guarantee you wouldn't be procrastinating. You wouldn't be filled with self-doubt and fear. You may be, actually, but you'd keep pushing through it. You'd stay disciplined. You'd know that you're going to make it work. And there wouldn't be an ounce within you that thinks that you wouldn't make it work. So the reason why is the most important thing. And without that, people aren't going to get anywhere. And that's like one of the things that we're looking for with people that we're going to work with. Because no matter what, Vaughn, even if we gave you everything that you needed to know with real estate, we gave you a perfect roadmap that our other students have followed and they've been able to change their life and get into real estate properties and build wealth for them and their family. Even if we gave you the same path as them and the same knowledge, if you don't have that strong enough reason why to walk that path and stay consistent with it and stay disciplined, then no matter what, like you're going to stay stuck. So Vaughn, what do you feel like has changed? Or maybe I was able to give you some perspective on what you need before you can start. Like, what's that why for you? What's that driving force that is going to make it different this time so that you can actually achieve what you're setting out to do?
So what I just did right there is basically did a lot of pre-framing on that question, what is your why? Because if you've ever done any sort of sales, you know that the most important part to get someone to buy a product or make some sort of investment or change something that they've never done before is to actually get their why. What's driving them? And if you ask someone directly, you're going to find that most of the time they're going to give you a surface level answer. So with this, he acknowledged that he had a problem, and I was able to use that to be able to essentially tell him that his problem is because he hasn't had a strong enough why. And I said it in a way where it actually makes sense. It's true, but now it's going to get him to go much deeper. And in his mind, he's thinking, okay, the reason I haven't been able to succeed before is because I don't have a strong enough why. And he's really going to look for a deeper reason. That way he can prove to me and himself that this time it's going to be different. So this is just going to allow me to get a much deeper answer.
I remember like my original why was to take care of my mom and to live a better lifestyle for my mom and me, and even my siblings and some of my relatives. It used to really, like, when I used to really think about it, like how like I've been wasting time for since I was like, let's say I really wanted to get into entrepreneurial stuff back when I was like, I really started trying to get into it when I was like 25, and I'm 30 now. So like I was like going through 5 years on and off, and then I always think about the past, how I kept being on and off, and I kept like, damn, like, and then that kind of like makes me feel bad when I think about the past so much and not like the present and where I'm going. So I got to snap out of that, and then I've been telling myself lately, I realized no matter how I feel, like no matter what my feelings is, I just got to do it, just keep going, even if I feel doubt or scared or whatever, just keep going no matter what, just push through it. And yeah, I do got to focus in more on my why and being able to help my mom, because she's like, I think she's in her late 50s, almost about to be 60. And I told her I wanted to take care of her back when she was like, I think she was like 55 or 54, something like that. Like 5 years ago. And I'm like, damn, she's probably 52 or 53, but I had to miss all that time with her. And she's she's getting older and health and stuff. So I'm like, damn, I'm over here, like me not doing what I'm doing, and she's still going through what she's going through. Yeah. And like, damn, like I gotta like hurry up, because who knows how much time either one of us got, but like especially like for her. I'm like, man, I gotta make something happen. And,
yeah, absolutely. Because you said she's in her 60s now?
Almost 60, yeah.
Almost 60. Imagine how much she's gone through to take care of you. And do you have siblings?
Yeah, yep.
To take care of you and your siblings. And I mean, parents, everyone gets old and tired. Like I'm sure even you have probably gotten tired of your job. Imagine your mom, who's almost 60 years old, and she's had to suck it up and take care of her family, and she sacrificed so much for you. And the fact that you've told her that years ago and you still haven't done anything about it, like imagine, I think you need to think further ahead so you can create that stronger why, because I think taking care of your mom, retiring her is a great reason why, but you need to understand the why behind your why, if that makes sense. So I kind of want to dive deeper into that. Like, let's say you keep going down the same route that you've been going down for the past however many years, and you don't take it seriously, like you keep procrastinating. How is that going to make you feel? Like if your mom just keeps getting older and, eventually everyone passes away, what if you don't ever get the opportunity to be able to take care of her in that way?
So right here, I'm just digging deeper on his why of taking care of his mom and just making him realize even more how serious of an issue it is that his mom is old. She's probably tired. Imagine how she feels. And that gets him really, really thinking about it on a deeper level. And then not only that, now I'm directing the call to actually go deeper. So what's the why behind the why? And then also now I'm making him think years ahead. If you continue down this route, which if you don't make a change, how is that going to feel? And this is just going to get him to go into that headspace of how that's going to make him feel. And this is going to make him feel pain.
Yeah, that will make me feel terrible, and man, I probably will cry too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to cry often, but like, just to, like, see her pass and like able to do for her how I want to do for her would be terrible.
On to the sound.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
You're good.
Yeah, so that question that I just asked there, that's actually getting him to feel the emotions that he's going to feel if he doesn't do anything. Because oftentimes people's pain of their current situation isn't actually enough to get them to move. But if you realize how great that pain's going to be in the future and the regret that they're going to feel, that's going to really get them to move.
Yeah, and Vaughn, we only have one life, so that's not something that you get a second chance at. You only have one opportunity to do this, so you don't want to mess that up. You don't want to keep wasting time, because if you keep doing the same thing that you've been doing, and that time comes around, like you're going to regret it, but there's nothing you can do. So the only thing that you can do now, you're in a lucky spot. You're very lucky, because you even have me telling you on this call today that you can do something about it. Like, you can actually start and be well on your way to be able to take care of your mom, as long as you leave your old self behind, stop procrastinating, and actually like stick to something that you know you want to do. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Vaughn, let's switch gears a little bit. I think that's good that we covered that. I hope that you change your perspective a little bit, and you can put more emphasis on that why, so that you can stay driven and you can actually find success. So what's your goal with real estate? Like, next 1 to 2 years, what's your goal?
Let's see. The ultimate goal is to generate, passive and residual income with the rental. I probably would like to start off with like building up like a reserve with some wholesale deals or some flips. And then while I'm doing that, picking out the properties that would be good for rentals, especially like multifamilies. And that was actually one of my goals. I was gonna go like to the traditional route and get like FHA loan for like a 4-unit, or anywhere between a 2 and a 4 unit, and live in one of the units, rent out the rest, and beat that process.
Okay, so just getting into more properties, building that passive income, building your portfolio, possibly getting a multi-unit so that you can live in one and then rent out the other ones. So, Vaughn, how much do you want to be making like next 1, 2, or even like 3 years, next few years?
Yeah,
because that's, to be honest, like that's a decently short amount of time, especially like if you've been not putting it off for a while, but if you've been like procrastinating, kind of been being on and off, if you can dedicate yourself for 2-3 years, you can achieve those things where you're able to like retire your mom, and like you can finally feel accomplished. Because I'd imagine that, like you said, just being on and off, like promising your mom things, it probably messes like with your confidence with pursuing new things. But all you have to do is do it correctly one time. You have to give it your all, and you can achieve that. But let's say you do commit, you give it your all for the next 2 to 3 years. In an ideal world, how much do you want to be making from this so that you can give yourself and your mom the life that you guys deserve?
Okay. Let's say starting with like the rental income. I'd like to be able to like net. I was thinking like $18K a month. Anywhere between 10 to 18 or more. So 18 is like 15K. Yeah, so 15K a month. And the rental income, and then like with wholesales and flips, I like to have a nice reserve stashed away, of like, I'll say 250K or more.
Okay.
Yeah, because the reason I say that number is because I'm interested in like becoming like a credit investor, so I could invest in companies at the early stage, like seed angel investing and seed funding and stuff like that. Buy some equity in startups.
Okay, so $18,000 a month coming in every month from rentals, and then you want to have 250,000 saved up so that you can get into other things, like you just said. Okay, so it seems I saw on your application as well, you had a very specific number there: $18,444 per month. Why specifically that? That seems very well thought out. I think that's great. I think that's actually really good that it's well thought out. Why specifically that much? Like, what would that allow you to do? What was the thought process behind that?
Well, the 18 without the 444, I just put the 444 because that's like my favorite number, like fours in a row like that. But then the 18K really came from I was watching I think it was like an Instagram clip or something. And the guy was doing video services like with a drone for real estate properties, and he said he charges clients $1,500 of each client, and he gets about 12 of those a month. So I think that came up around like 18,000 and some change. So clients charging $1,500. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty nice because I did want to get into like some video production work, be like cameraman stuff like that. But that number sounded nice. That's added to 444 at the end with 18. And you asked like, well, how would that take care of things? Let's see, my living expenses right now, like based off like my budget. Let's see, I think my total budgeting amount was like what I budget for. I think it was like it might have been around like 4,000 a month for like that's a combination of like my car payment, car insurance, what else? Car maintenance stuff. I got food, clothing. Let's see, I got some rent. What else? Rent and food, clothing, shelter, rent. Yeah, so it's pretty much, and there's a few like subscription bills in my Verizon bill. And then I think I have some other subscriptions out there. I can't think of right now. But yeah, I want to like keep my living expenses pretty low, and then just have the rest to like store away to put into a variety of like diversify.
Okay.
He gave me some pain points, so I dug into that a little bit. But then after that, I kind of switched more into discovering his goals because I got some of his pain, got him thinking about that. And then next, I got his why. That way he actually has some sort of motivation to change. And then after I get his why, then you go into discovering their goals specifically with whatever business opportunity or product that you're selling. In this case, it's real estate. So just figuring out what his goal is specifically with real estate. That way he can actually fulfill that why.
So Vaughn, let's say next 2 years, you're making 18,000 a month. What's your thought process then? Like, where's your head at? What are you aiming towards? Because obviously right now you're where you're at and your thought process is, I need to get to 18,000 a month. I've been procrastinating. I need to make a change. I need to be able to retire my mom before it's too late. So that's your thought process right now. Let's say 2 years down the line, once you do hit 18,000 a month, it's going to be very different. Where's your head at then? Like, what do you want to do from there?
Another thing, not only getting him thinking about his future if he doesn't take action or if he doesn't do anything and how that's going to feel, but also getting him into that state of mind when it comes to if he does actually hit his goals, how that's going to feel. That way he sees both sides of it and he's basically lived out both of his future paths, and it just makes his decision that much easier because he feels like if he doesn't take action and he stays the same, he feels what it's going to actually be like if he doesn't take action. And then on the other hand, he's felt what it's going to feel like if he does take action on this and he pursues it. And it's just going to make it that much easier for him to make the decision.
Okay. Let's see. 18,000 a month. I have a bunch of multifamily properties, and I would like to be like vertically integrated with my real estate business. So like I'll have like, let's say a brokerage or agency, and then have like a construction company that renovates my properties. And then so I have agents, have construction people, and what's another? My own property management company. So everything that like correlates with real estate, I like to have a company for. So it'd be all in house. I don't have to really outsource that much. So that's the idea I had in mind for just within the real estate industry. And then I do have an LLC for a business that I always had in mind that I really wanted to come to fruition, which is create like a marketplace similar to like Amazon and all those other marketplaces like eBay and like retail stores like Best Buy or Target and Walmart and stuff like that. I wanted to create a marketplace for entrepreneurs or business people where they could sell their goods and services. And it would be like how like you got marketplaces for products and you got marketplaces for services. And I have that combined, so you could go in there and get products and services, and even and you could get employees. So like it'll be a one-stop shop for like business owners where they could go. They can get customers, employees, and investors in one marketplace. So that's the vision I had, and I wanted to have like a space, like a building with multiple floors, and then each floor is for something different. So I had like a floor for media stuff, a floor for like a business accelerator / incubator / accelerator, and then another floor of my office and living space. So I could work and play and have everything all in one building.
Yeah.
Like four
So-
here.
Vaughn, what I've picked up from talking to you, it seems like you have everything mapped out. You know you want to get into real estate. You know it's a good path. You know what income goal you want to hit. You want to get to 18,000 a month specifically. And then once you get there, you have visions for other companies that you want to build. You want to build that building. You want to build that company, like you said, kind of combined marketplace that has everything. But you're just getting in your own way. So let me ask you this, because obviously if we're going to work with anyone, like the whole goal is to make you be able to achieve those goals. Like that's how we stay in business, is by helping people get to their goals. And that's the whole point of this call, like seeing where you're at, who you are as a person, what your goals are, what you need from us to see if we can help you out. And then of course, on the other side, like we're also looking for certain types of students and like what their mindset is to see if they'd be a good fit for us to bring on. So I guess my main concern, or maybe not concern, but just something that I wanted to address, like what do you feel like is going to change this time? Like why is this time different? And yeah, I guess like why is this time different?
So here, I labeled him. I told him it seems like he's the type of person, he has everything mapped out, which is true. And that just makes him realize that, hey, you have everything mapped out, but you haven't really achieved it. You haven't taken action on it. And then I use that to be able to frame it in a way where he needs to qualify himself to us, because we're looking for very specific people to take on. So this is basically just getting him to qualify himself more, making us seem like we're more exclusive and we're particular about who we want to work with. And he already has all this stuff planned out, but he hasn't achieved it. So why should we bring him on? This just makes him want to qualify even more to try and convince me why we should let him work with us.
Yeah, I was really asking myself that too. I was thinking about that these past few days.
Mhm.
And this time is definitely different because like I can't really depend on the income I'm getting from Instacart right now.
Mhm.
It's like really, really slow. And I used to make like anywhere from 1,000 to 1,900 a week, like 1,500, 1,900 a week.
Mhm.
And it's not like that no more. And then I have access to like, I saved up a good amount of cash last year. So I made like 65K last year on Instacart, and I saved about 25 to 30% of that.
Mhm.
So I saved up like over 15K. I think like 20 something K altogether I saved up.
Mhm.
And but then a good portion of that don't go to taxes. Right now I got to pay like probably around like 6,000 or 7,000 in taxes.
Mhm.
But I did save up a good amount to put towards that.
Mhm.
And but that's going to eat into a little bit of my savings,
Mhm.
my emergency fund. So
Mhm.
so once I pay the taxes, I'll still have some cash saved. I got access to a decent amount of credit card limits.
Mhm.
And then I've been paying monthly on a few credit cards that have high interest on it.
Mhm.
And like I haven't been able to pay on it as much as I want every month to
Mhm.
clear those balance out. And that's really hindering my growth. I could be saving more if I didn't have to pay each of
Mhm.
those fees every month. Because I got like four credit cards now I'm paying on with some,
Mhm.
and the limits are pretty high on them.
Mhm.
So I need to pay those down, just pay those off, just clear those out right away.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't have much income coming in, and then I still have like debt I gotta pay. So
Mhm.
and I'm like, dang, I gotta make a change. Like now, like this is the time. It's been the time, but I really gotta like, no matter how I'm feeling, just do the work, like just get it done.
Sorry, my camera cut off. 1 second.
Green screen.
I don't know why it's showing up. By the way, it's not my background's real,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
not a green
Yeah.
screen. It's like my actual window.
Man, what city is that?
I'm in Dallas.
Oh wow, okay. That's a cool
Yeah.
view, man. I want a view like that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm not sure why my camera cut off, but yeah, I think like we discussed earlier, the driving force needs to be very, very important. Like what's driving you this time to do that? I know you mentioned that all that stuff, your Instacart income has been going down. I guess like you said, you saved up a little bit of money, so you have more money to invest into yourself, more runway. And yeah, obviously money works as leverage. You can use money as a tool to get you to the end goal. But like what's different this time? Like why are you going to stay consistent with this? Is this like really a priority?
Yes, yeah, I need to make it a priority. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna set it as a priority.
Mhm.
And I was listening to something the other day. Oh yeah, I was at an event the other day in Miami, and one of the guys mentioned like whatever business that you do like working on, or your creativity, whatever creativity you have in mind, like do that first at the beginning of your day to get you feeling good and ready for the day. So even if you an employee or whatever, you go to your job or you whoever you're around, like, you feel good because you did your business or your creative work first before doing other work for someone else or something else. I know that I'm gonna make this a priority as much as possible as first. So I'm going to dedicate days. Because now I've been working every day with Instacart, but now I'm gonna try to see if I can take a day or two off, just focus on the real estate business and just really grow that, and then set my schedule and really stick to the routine and make it happen, no matter what.
Okay.
And just use the cash and credit that I have access to and stop letting it just sit there and build up on me, and just put it to use and I really gotta get out of this position. So, and I gotta always remind myself, it's not just for me.
For your mother.
Me not doing the work is not just hurting me. It's hurting my mom and my siblings, my nephews, my brother and sister, my nephews, and my other close family. And I be seeing them struggle, and and then they're struggling, and then I'm over here being kind of weak and not doing what I need to do so I can help them. Knowing I can help them, and I just gotta do it. So I'm this is my time. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
And my sister going down the same path like my mom went through. When my mom was single and she was taking care of three of us, my mom used to work overnights all the time, at the healthcare work and stuff. And man, she was in pain doing all that work every day. And then now my sister doing the same thing when she has two sons. And she work all day. And then my mom be watching one of my nephews. So I'm like, damn, sister going on that same path.
Yep.
Yeah, gotta help the family somehow.
Yeah.
So,
it's hard. You said you made a good point that you not doing it isn't just affecting yourself, it's affecting your family. And that's our responsibility as men. We have to take care of our family. If it means that we have to sacrifice to be able to make sure that our mom, our siblings are in a comfortable spot, even if we have to be uncomfortable, even if we have to overcome the self-doubt, even if we have to do things that are scary, it's not just affecting you, it's your whole family. As a man, your family looks up to you. And by you doing that, like you said, it's not just affecting yourself, it's affecting your family, it's affecting the way that they view you. And that in turn affects the way that you view yourself. So it's like a spiral of things. Downward spirals are real, but also upward spirals are very real. Because Vaughn, imagine you do something that's scary. You take the jump, you go all in, you dedicate yourself towards real estate for the next 2 years. You put your head down, you stay away from distractions, you stay disciplined, you do what you know you need to do day in and day out, regardless of how you feel. Now you're making the money to be able to help yourself, to help your family. Now you feel good. Now your family feels good. They look up to you. And then you feel good because they look up to you. And now you feel more confident. Now you have experience under your belt accomplishing, and you just start doing more and more. And then all those dreams that you talked about earlier, once you get to 18K a month in real estate, they're going to become that much more attainable because you've already accomplished.
Yes, and that part where you mentioned the upward spiral when they're looking up to me, and I look at my little nephew Aiden. He's 8, I believe, and he's really when he was real small, and my sister was working a lot, so I was really taking care of him when he's real small. So he's always been really attached to me as an uncle. One second, I'm just feeling a little emotional. 1 second.
I'm with you, bro. I understand.
Yeah, so he's really attached to me and looks up to me, and me not doing what I need to do, looking lazy around him is it could be a bad effect that could rub off to him, and he can end up the same way I am. I'm I don't want to be in this place behind him right now. So, definitely make a change right away.
Yeah. Vaughn, bro, I can tell you right now that a lot of men, they like to act strong and not admit their weaknesses, and that's their biggest weakness. So the fact that you're realizing what you've been doing wrong and you realize that you need to make a change shows your strength. Now it's just about keeping that strength and actually executing, because it's like we discussed earlier. You only have one life. You don't have a second shot at this. And that's life as a man. You have a lot of people looking up to you, and you need to do it for them. You can't be selfish. You can't not take action and then on your deathbed be regretting that your nephew looked at you and saw that you didn't do the right things and you negatively influenced him. You don't want that. So, bro, I truly have enjoyed our call so far, and I genuinely think we can help you. And I don't want to call it a risk, because I don't want to think that way, because Vaughn, I know that it's going to be different this time. You're going to commit yourself. You're going to stay consistent, and you doing that is what's going to allow us to actually help you attain those goals. And we're going to make sure that you have all the resources. It's just about you putting in the proper execution. So if you'd like, I can walk you through what those resources look like, how everything's structured, And I just want you to keep in mind, like, Vaughn, even though we're going to give you everything, even though we're going to give you things that have helped our students literally achieve the generational wealth that you're talking about, it's up to you at the end of the day. Like, you're responsible. We can't go behind the computer and force you to go and do the things that we're going to teach you. You're still going to need to stay consistent. We're just here to give you the knowledge and help you do that. Okay?
Yes.
So you can see I attached his current problems with it's going to cause more problems in the future. So for example, if you're selling like a fitness offer, them being overweight doesn't just affect their confidence, right? If you're able to get them to see that not only does it affect your confidence, and that affecting your confidence is going to affect how you talk to people, your relationships, it's going to affect how much people respect you because you're unconfident. And then also, you being overweight not only affects all of that, but also you're setting a bad example for your children. And if you can be able to tie one pain point in to causing a ton of issues, then that's just going to make them realize that they really need to make a change, because it's not just one thing. So that's what this guy realized. It's not just him not being able to take care of his mom and making empty promises to her and not fulfilling it. It's also him setting a bad example for his nephew and potentially screwing up his nephew's entire life. And if you can get someone to that extent of emotion to where they're literally crying, they're going to buy whatever you have to sell. And then you can see right there, I just made sure to reward him for actually opening up, make him feel good about it, and basically frame it like most men aren't able to open up like that. That way he feels good. And that's just basic psychology. If someone does something good, you reward the behavior. If someone does something bad, you punish the behavior, right? So I was just rewarding him for actually opening up. That way he's going to be more open and honest with me. And if he gives me an objection, he's going to be more likely to actually be honest with me. And then now that I fully have him in an emotional buying state, you can see before I actually get into pitch, I just make sure to pre-frame it. Like, look, even though we're going to give you all this amazing stuff, it's still up to you at the end of the day to do the work. And that's just going to build a lot more trust, right? Well, what I'm about to show you and walk you through isn't just going to cure everything magically. You still need to do the work, but I put him in a state where that's not scary for him. He's ready to do the work. He's ready to do whatever it takes. So that's just building more added trust.
So, Vaughn, the mentorship is broken down into 3 parts. Do you have any questions now that we've pretty much covered everything?
No question. No, because I was listening to the course as well. I got the course, so yeah, so a different understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Vaughn, with that being said, my man, are you ready to take action on this and like finally commit to something, and this be the time where you can change you and your family's life?
Yeah, I need to, because when I first saw Austin, he explained.
Just getting him tied down before I drop the price, make sure that he's still in that state of mind where he is ready to commit and take action.
We're giving people the opportunity to invest with us. It's not like we're desperate, we're begging. No, we're giving them opportunity to make money. So we have definitely want to have that mindset. Need to have.
Yeah. And do you feel like with everything that we've gone over, all those resources that I just talked to you about, do you feel like if you had those, that you're going to put in those hours every single day and hold yourself accountable so that you can achieve those goals?
Yes. I definitely do.
Okay.
Especially when I just had that moment thinking about my nephew and what my family gonna do. I'm like, yes, my mom. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Vaughn, of course, when it comes to the mentorship, this is the part that, no one likes to cover, but obviously it does require an investment. But as far as that goes, normally it's a one-time investment of $6K, but if you paid in full, it's a one-time payment of $5K. So, Vaughn, you ready to get started?
Yes.
All right. Let me share my screen here and we can get the invoice filled out.
And then the rest of the call is just me collecting payment. But as you guys can see, this guy got extremely emotional. He literally cried. And hopefully you guys got a lot of value from this video and this call so that you can take this into your future sales calls and be able to get people into a more emotional state to actually take action and spend money on your high ticket product. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to learn more about sales, I have a free Discord community link below as well. And God bless you guys.